Bruh. Bruh moment. When you say boring poo poo stream. You just hurt my feelings right there. Okay guys. Welcome to today's Jabber. Today we're gonna be talking about community events, right? So all sorts of what goes into them, setting them up, keeping them going, who you have on, who you don't have on, all that sort of stuff. So this is pretty meta. Shout out to Simple Flips. Yeah, that too. This is a pretty meta episode, so it might get screwy. Also, we'll probably be ending a little bit early, just because we have a second ROM hacking stream. Yeah, man, that ROM hacking stream was so popular. um, yeah, we might end a little bit earlier today to facilitate the weeklies. But besides that, it's going to be a relatively normal stream. So I'll go ahead and introduce the couch now. Hey guys.
Why you always gotta go back to the bra hole, man?
What do
You
you
gotta mix it
mean?
up a little.
I don't need it. Chode, I have a new commercial every week.
Oh shit.
Like literally, I make a new, or I have one made, or I just get one every week. That's how I've been working it.
Who the fuck capitalizes Guru Sum? That's so rude.
What do you mean? You're a slum. You live in a slum.
If a guy takes the effort to not capitalize his name, you should respect that.
Yeah.
That's respecting him less.
Ah.
No respect. No respect for Guru. No
Man,
capital letters.
I guess it'd be too
those community events.
Those community events, huh?
Oh
So
yeah.
you guys have been around the block with your community events. Do you want to give me
Yeah,
give us a bit of a rundown on everything you've done?
Well, do I bother talking about that one time where I was fucking back in January when Majongles had to like fucking leave during the stinko and he had me
Oh, I remember that.
so bad. That was I don't know if it counts because I had no preparation.
Mhm.
It's a bit overwhelming at first, but you get it down like a hard boiled egg, you know, with
Like a
a little bit
hard-boiled
of time.
egg. Yeah, so you've done exhibitions, you've done
Oh yeah, I did.
stinkos, you've done there's something else, wasn't there?
Mm,
showers.
Showers, I
I had a grudge
suppose.
match for Shave Ice.
Oh, he's already got to go. See it. You yeah, you've done a few things. What's been your favorite series so far?
I think probably the exhibitions is what I have the most fun with. Just because I get to make those shitty posters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are high quality. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, I guess.
What about yourself, Naiad? You've ran a few things, haven't you?
Yeah, I've primarily run substitute Saturdays and sometimes on Sundays, and they're probably one of the most fun things I've done in heritage-related stuff.
Why did you start them up? Literally just because weeklies were over, or?
I mean, it's in the name. It's substitutes. It was because people. I had the feeling like if there wasn't a normal Saturday tourney, people would wane interest in the game, so player base would decrease. And I like the game, and I like to see people play the game. So I thought, hey, nobody's taking the opportunity. Might as well step in on Saturday and see how it fares. It fared pretty well.
Why don't I get Majongles on stream? Eh, he'd probably fight a lot. If he says he wants to come on,
If he's civil, I have no problem.
sure. Majongles has done a lot for the community as well, especially in regards to I'll turn Naiad up then. Especially in regards to tournaments,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know.
Well, I guess Soy did like a couple stinkers.
Yeah, that's true.
Start the whole thing.
But it'd be a little tricky to reach Soy. So firstly, do you guys wanna give me a bit of an introduction to your process of setting up the stream or
So
organizing the event?
my
I don't
way
know.
that I always start events is I make a sign up page and I decide what time it's gonna be. I always have a little bit flexible times. It's nowhere like it's never like the same time due to like my IRL stuff just not being able to have a consistent time. That's all right though. So yeah, the first thing you gotta do when you make a stream is actually make the challenge. Just see if people are interested because people aren't interested, you're gonna stream it with -1 viewer. So good luck. So first you gotta get people interested. Second thing you need to do is make it not horrible to watch. You don't even need to make it like that amazing. But if it's an eyesore to look at the stream, or if it's not organized well, people will just either abandon or play against their will because they're not feeling it. It's a hard task to keep people properly motivated to keep playing each week with consistent quality. I think that's the most difficult part of running tournaments.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, most weeks I just sleep in. But
And then you got this
when I
whole
first started doing tournaments, I was super excited. I would make a fucking challenge like the moment I finished one. I don't even remember why I started. I was like, what if I streamed on my birthday? And I guess I just dedicated every Sunday after. Actually, not. I skipped a lot. Just
Okay.
I'll just get whoever to commentate. I don't usually get a lot of people. I never really had like a crew. A lot of most events usually got some reliable people. I just get anyone. Eh.
All right, I respect that. I respect that. Do you have a favorite? Like you said the exhibitions were your favorite, but was there a favorite exhibition with just the way it was laid out?
Mm, well, uh, I really liked working on JSR with Sufani.
All right.
It was really fun.
was that the cage one?
Yeah, the bone saw. Hype it up. It was kind of like artificial beef. I had some fun with it. Ah,
How do you guys? Chode asks in chat, how do you guys take criticism without popping off at chat or people in general in terms of streams? Uh, I've learned from running tournaments is that you cannot please everyone, and you can try, and that's the way to go. But it's simply impossible to cater to every single person that's in the JoJo's and wants to participate. So what you can do is listen and take into consideration about what's the best for the most amount of people, about just specific circumstances or like individual, like somebody typed something in chat that like somebody typed something in chat and I'm gonna talk about it. You're on stream, so you need to like keep your temper. That's also like pretty important because otherwise you're gonna make a clown of yourself. It's easy to make a clown of yourself, I know. Uh, so either don't deal with it or deal with it in a civil manner or a joking manner. But the moment you start like being a clown yourself is the moment the stream kind of starts falling apart.
when you got such a poverty game, you don't really got to be super fancy. I don't personally try to read chat a ton. I don't have enough, finesse with criticism because my streams are perfect, bitch.
If you say so, then I cannot. I can change your mind. So you're right.
Did you ever
Uh,
change up your stream because of criticism? Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I
uh,
have because people complain about multiple stuff, some more ridiculous than others, and some totally manageable, like too many people on the microphone. That's understandable. So I cut down the amount of people that are talking at the same time. People wanted to see a bit of variance. So I sometimes made a small change to the rule, like no cat join, or one of the stupider things I did was best out of 5 for every single round instead of best of 3. And actually, my favorite variance of what I did is I think it was along the lines of in a match, if you win with a character, you're not allowed to play that character again.
Okay.
I really like that rule because it forced variance and except in grand finals because eventually you just cycle through. If you get like through 3 matches, you can pick your latest release character again because otherwise you got to play the entire cast, and that's a stupid rule.
Mhm.
Um,
ooh, check out my sick pocket weapon.
uh, but taking criticism is important because no matter if it's good or bad criticism, it shows that people are somewhat interested. So you should cater to interest.
What's a stupid thing people criticize you on?
Uh,
I'm interested.
I don't think I've gotten stupid criticism, but I have done questionable things. Like, yeah, I've
Has
had too many
nobody
people
said
on the mic.
just run a tournament instead of exhibitions or anything like that? Nobody said that?
Uh, no, I don't think. I mean, I did both at the same time. I don't really
Yeah.
think anyone was upset over that. Unless, anyone wants to DM me right now. I did remember Eric when I was really early. He really wanted to focus on talking about and not trying to be epic and entertaining as commentary. I think my commentary is kind of a flaw, but I've definitely worked on it. Put on deodorant before exit. I mean, I try, but thank you for the recommendation. Okay.
We'll get into some deodorant. What about yourself, Nayad? You said something about not being able to please anyone, so clearly
Yes,
you must have gotten
I
some
have
sort of
gotten
strange feedback.
I've gotten criticism that my quality is not uptight or that it's not weeklies. I think that's like the thing that people have repeated the most, that it's not weeklies, or the quality is not good because the matches aren't good. First of all, that the matches aren't good is not my fault. I cannot influence that in any way, shape, or form except marketing to that extent because matches are good if good people join, and if good people don't join because it's not weeklies, then I'm kind of stuck because I can hardly go into everyone's DMs and say, hey, you want to go to my tournament? Because they got to join the tournament themselves. So I think that's like the most repeated thing I've heard.
You did mention it was about keeping up interest in tournaments in JoJo's, right?
Yes.
Do you think you've kept up the interest then, even if you're not getting the same sort of people on that might join weeklies?
Yes, I think I've done a I think I've done a decent job of keeping people with some sort of engagement during the weekends. I think it I think without it, less people would have like become as active as they would be. But I don't do it specifically for that. I do it because I like it too. I like being able to host stuff, and I like being able to like just have an event going on that people for the most part enjoy. Because at the time where I was starting to make tournaments, I joined in, I think it was around end September, beginning October. I think it was like just before Stingo got abolished and Majangles uh, got banned. Yeah, it was I think just before weeklies because I remember joining like a couple Stinkos too or something. Uh, that I was not improving at the game anymore. I was stuck at the invisible ceiling and I was getting frustrated because I wanted to improve but I couldn't. So I was still interested in Heritage, but I just couldn't play the game because got frustrated because of my lack of improvement and of my lack of current like what I was able to do. But I still wanted to do Heritage stuff, so weeklies ended. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna look deep into what streaming actually like entails and how deep it goes. It's pretty deep to like if you want to keep up good quality, and I just went with that.
Okay, fair enough. Lemon asks, how do you keep up with a match when you're trying to commentate?
It
Uh,
depends on person to person and commentators to commentators.
Definitely. I've had a very mixed bag of commentators, but I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. Keeping up with a match can really get hard in a stinko since the average player gets naturally worse as more people win and are. I think I definitely ran stinkos too long. I think it's just kind of a flawed long term setup.
I mean, eventually, like, unless it's specifically like, yeah, stinkos are good if there's a steady flow of new players that are interested in the game. I'm not trying to say that we don't have that. Like in reverse, I think a lot of new people have joined recently and are getting better at the game. And I'm really like not quite proud of it, but I'm happy about that because well, interest is interest, and the more people you can play, the better, right? Uh, but if you don't have that constant stream of new people, then it kind of falls apart because eventually bad people are no longer bad, and you need specific rules to keep people out. It's fun, but not for long.
Okay, okay. I've commentated a few and ran a few tournaments before. And what I sort of did was I only really talked about something if it was interesting. Okay, if something goes on that's maybe a little out of the ordinary, because the idea is that while you're talking about what that is and how it works, what are the implications of it, how they use it, and all that, chances are something else that's interesting will have happened by the end of that. So rather than just saying, now they're fishing for something, now he's poking, now he's whatever you have, if
If you
they're
just
making intelligent plays, you can comment off why they're making those plays rather than
the actual plays themselves,
the actual plays themselves.
I think that's
So,
definitely like a part of commentating that could be further explored because the average player just didn't reach the level that will be applicable of. But that doesn't mean that we aren't like, able to try because I certainly tried. And sometimes my co-commentators found it more funny to joke about poop socks and traps, which is like completely on them. Like do what you
yeah.
like, not holding you back. But
Hey man, you're still responsible for it. They're on your platform.
that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am. I'm not.
But yeah, even if they're not doing smart stuff, you just theorize about what they're trying to do. So you're like, oh, now he's trying to pressure him with repeated jump seizes Avdol. Oh, that random tandem was a bait. Uh,
I
so on,
mean,
so on.
there's this thing called commentating, and there's this thing called making things out too good to be true.
Yeah.
Especially with Abdul JC and
Stinkos.
Tandem. But like I think the most difficult thing, like actually if you're actually getting to a high level match, is knowing what to comment about because even though cool stuff might be happening, it might not be cool to like an experienced eye, or it might not be interesting to someone who's like, at the beginner level. Like if there's micro spacing going on, nobody cares about micro spacing if you're just joining the game. You want to see new stuff. You want to see cool stuff. So you need to keep those people kind of engaged as well. So what else can you talk about? Well, look at this flashy move that he comboed into. Even though that was hard, it's flashy. So talk about that and talk about its applications until something new happens.
Yeah, fortunately,
Really need to
JoJo's
clarify
is
what's
pretty
practical.
flashy, so that helps a lot.
JoJo is a really nice game.
What were you saying, Guru?
Sometimes. Well, yeah, sometimes there can be like a good play. You still need to clarify the practicality. There are some crazy things that happen. There are
Hmm.
just one-off moments, especially in Stinko, and I just wonder if sometimes people take them away as legitimate strategy.
Yeah, sometimes I really enjoy Stinkos just for trying to understand like what they're trying to do and the crazy shit that happens sometimes. It's so
People get
entertaining.
away with a lot of stuff, and as for exhibitions, it's like I feel like it's a lot easier to comment. You
Hmm.
can do more than just like make fun of this person's bad at the game. But since you get to actually align the matchups, even if you're stripped from maybe only 15 players, you get
I
to
mean,
make
comment
something
commentating
exciting.
is also commentating is also kind of relaxing because you're able to look at the game from an outsider's perspective instead of being like if the only way you're looking at the game is to the lens of a player, then you're easily blindsided by stuff that would seem reasonable and you would only think about. But if you take a step back, which allows you as a commentator and allows you as like someone who's just like spectating, it's like you also just get a broader view of what is going wrong and what you could do. So in a sense, looking at the game might be even better for improvement than actually playing the game because you were able to recognize situations that you just couldn't because you were busy playing the game. That's also what I like about commentating.
Yeah. Is there anything more about behind the scenes that is undiscussed?
Behind the scenes, seeking out commentators can be a fucking mess because people have lives and they do them whatever they want, including showing up late, including going to the grocery stores while they should be in your voice chat. And when it comes to the actual physical act of streaming, it's a small hassle to keep it up, but it's definitely not hard.
Sounds a lot
Hmm.
like the Jabber.
Sometimes you just gotta cancel stuff, especially exhibitions.
I never want to cancel stuff. I think I've canceled. Have I canceled once? I don't know.
Yeah.
I might
I
have.
feel like you've taken at least a week off.
Yeah, but that wasn't a cancel. That was just actively saying, "Hey, I won't be doing stuff." But I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever initiated something and then like blew it off the water because I want to finish what I start. Like the same
Okay.
with like the exhibitions that I'm like desperately trying to run, even though 6 people a day try to drop out. It's it can be demoralizing.
That needed a
Uh,
little more prep.
Not really prep. I don't think I could have improved the amount of dropouts except for posting the link later. I
you
think that's my
know,
only improvement. What I could have done.
you know, I did need prep was my Stinko finale. That was not a good way to brand deciding to have every winner because turns out those tournaments are really old and half the people don't play anymore, or they left and I can't get a hold of them, or they were someone's alt, and then you still find a decent amount of people and half of them don't check. Um, and
Hello, I am Brazilian Kakyo in 32.
even like I maybe time could have helped, but uh, I should have just done something normal.
I think you messed up because you went on for too long. Like the final was more like a release than an actual climax.
Yeah, that's true. I
Good
also had
stuff.
some issues with branding. Changed my name like 3 fucking times. Got a new. Okay. I like the new stream. That was alright because I borrowed a lot of my assets from what Majongo's and Babro's HUD. As
Abro's
more
HUD is
people
a
start.
gift, bro.
Uh, yeah, I really wanted to get rid of it because other people were using it. I was like the third person. and then I just like whipped some shit up in paint.net and like I don't know. It was kind of bad, but it had a lot of colors, so I guess it was cool.
It was cool.
Game Geezer is here.
Oh man, what's up, music? Oh shit,
It's Game Geezer. He runs
he's the classiest turn.
yeah, he runs tournaments. How do you think other community events fit in? Now you can trash talk them if you want.
Well, I mean, they're not really regular. I guess Anarchy Fridays are kind of, but I never watched those because
Anarchy Fighters are depends on the commentator because they have potential to be like the best or the worst.
Do you not think it gets a little stale?
No,
I
because
never watched
sorry, Guru, go ahead.
because they would go on while I was at school. But
What
now it's
about the
summer, so I might get
VODs?
some action.
You could have
Fuck
watched
the
the
VODs, man.
you could have watched the VODs.
Who watches the non-existent VODs that nobody uploads but me?
What?
Watches. I don't even watch fucking the OG fucking zarythe. I used to watch this, but I don't know. No one likes VODs.
I wanna be there when the tournament happens. I don't wanna watch back.
Maybe like a cool finals of Jin versus Dude.
Yeah, if you're like asleep and like something hype happens and you need to see it like in person, then yeah, you go back. But otherwise,
Yeah, okay, fine, 11. Keep being a whatever. Nerd face.
Smash GG fucking sucks dick. I hate that site with a passion.
Smashed on PG is pretty funny, bro.
No, it sucks. It actually sucks dick. I can't
For online tournaments.
emphasize this. Why do people use that site when challenge is literally right there? Bro, whatever.
Because bro, I was gonna say something, but then I remembered that fucking website is white. Never mind. Fuck Smash.
Fuck.
Evo uses it for therefore it's good. No, Evo used it, so therefore Evo is bad.
Whoa.
Like
Dude,
it
Evo is dumb.
Smash GG requires a lot of like professionalism and uh,
They don't even have
like
JoJo.
you need a tag. You need to sign up with your real email, with your real name to back up your gamer tag, with your like possible authentication. Then you need to show up for your match before you can even play your match. Then you need your opponent to sign up for your match. So even more time gets lost. Then you need
Just
to actively start your match, and then you need to report the scores. Then your opponent needs to also report the exact same scores. So if
send
you
it
want to
to
be
the
funny and
locals,
go
man.
69-0, then no, that's just straight up not possible. And then
I
you gotta do it all again for every single
it was
match to come.
never 69-0 was never essential.
What do you
69-0 is the
mean?
only way to go out.
When someone fucking rage quits, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna say 2-0. You're gonna give yourself a million points.
No, I always make them have like -6.
Yeah, I always
Or
make them have
negative points,
-1
yeah.
because they didn't put the effort in, so you're not even gonna get 0.
It's like the unwritten rule of how to mark that they weren't.
But Geezer, does Smash GG allow you to just say, okay, 10 minutes passed? I mean, I guess there's a timer, but
I don't think
yeah,
that's
there must be a
necessarily
DQ
bad.
timer because Challenge doesn't have it. I guess that's the one upside the site has. 420, 69 is the real man's victory.
Well, I guess it also means that you can't really get.
I don't know. I just don't like.
It'd be harder to make an alt on that site.
You don't.
On challenge.
No, on
On
challenge you
Smash.
can, but on the
No, no,
Smash
on
GG.
Smash. Yeah, yeah. Be way harder to alt Smash. My god.
It's clean.
Yeah, it makes
It's a bit.
sense
It's
when
a
it's
little bit too
something that
professional,
yeah,
and it's not made for online events.
yeah, exactly.
I think the site does look aesthetically pleasing. The only thing it would need to actually look good and not just suck its own dick because it looks horrible is
Oh shit.
okay. Ben okay.
It's fine. It was
Okay.
only like half a second.
we're fine. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it too.
Bro, Slash.
Give me a minute.
Alright.
Yeah. Challenge is just so much easier to work with online.
Definitely.
Unless you're fucking Game Geezer. And you have no clue how to work with it. Yes. Smash GG needs plate shattering.
It was an honest mistake, man.
Is an honest mistake.
Don't believe.
Uh, what we were talking about. Prep. Oh yeah, so sort of like you need people to sign up. Obviously you make it so they check in. So, you know, it gets rid of the alts and everyone who doesn't bother to show up. You know, clearly defining the rules and stuff. I noticed that for a lot of tournaments, they just copy paste the weeklies. Like I, in the rules, like that seems pretty lazy.
Fuck you, man. It's the rule. I'm not gonna put a
You don't have to follow the same rules as the weeklies, and
I
even
mean,
if you
I
do,
guess
you
I
could
put my
write it
job.
out yourself. Does it?
I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
steal it
like
from the weeklies. I stole it from Mahjong.
who did Bajongo steal it from?
Shut up. He wrote like the first paragraph by himself, okay?
Okay.
He's like, hey, boys and girls, we got a weekly.
F minus. See me after class.
Why are you gonna be like?
Why is it gotta be like that? Yeah, I
I
mean,
think consistency of rules is kind of important. Unless it's a stinko, then just put fucking whatever.
yeah, it's like, I if it is the same setup, like I get what you mean, but at the same time, it just makes it look like rip off lower quality weeklies,
Shut up, boomer.
and it's like, you know, when it's not living up to the standard of the weeklies, it's kind of making it's kind of making the
I get
image of the
the point.
weeklies look worse, if you get what I mean. But it's
Yeah.
like, yes, uh we are following in the footsteps of the weeklies. Like
I mean,
it's like all that Harry Potter fan fiction, you know. If the original series wasn't already like okay enough, it takes a dumpster dive when you see all that stuff with the Harry Potter name on it.
getting kind of personal, but I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
Do do you write Harry Potter fan fiction by chance?
uh, never read it past Goblet of Fire.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah.
Actually, I only read like half of that book too.
Well, alright, fair enough, fair enough. Um, yeah, that's sort of the prep. Oh, should talk about overlays and general stream presentation, because that's something big and it really adds a lot more than people would first assume.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal to make an overlay, but you do have to make sure it fits in with the game and doesn't conflict with health bar. Fucking bad. Fucking bad, bro. It's barely even a smudge, but it just annoys.
Yeah.
Delete the fridges, please. Spent the
Yeah.
entire week today making stuff for the weekly. I mean, yeah, when I first saw weeklies, I was like, damn, this game's alive. I got into it, and by the time I found out the truth, I didn't. You got me, all right?
Yeah, it was like sometimes the presentation doesn't hold up, and it's just like, why even put an overlay on? Just take it off at that point. Like, it does not look good.
Just the raw replay would be better in a
Yeah,
montage.
like when I saw Babro's fridge, I liked it, but when I saw it for the 100th time on a different tournament, I'm just like, nah, get that out of here. Yeah, as Zarythe says, graphics is very important. Presentation is key. That really held up the
What
original
kind of
weekly series.
paraphrasing was that?
Yeah, you can hop on if you want.
Let's hop.
May as well. Or or if you want to hold on a minute or two, because we are gonna have an ad break, and then you can jump on after. Oh, no, he's here. Never mind. You're G.
What's up, boys?
How's it going,
As,
Zarythe?
Preparing for the tournament. I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it's ready. I hope it's
Yeah,
gonna live up to our
I'm pretty
expectations.
excited.
We've been
yeah.
waiting months.
I finally got my shit set up in real life, and just like an hour ago, I got all the graphics set up for the stream. I waited for like fucking 4 days for Aleph to send me a video file, which at the end of the day he sent me at 7 a.m. and I had to finish it, and I went to sleep at 1 p.m. today, and I woke up at 7. Finishing that video up for the stream. But it looks really good.
Excellent.
It was worth it.
So seeing how you're here to replace Naiad, I'm curious. I'm a little curious. What's your stance on community events, and where do you think they hold?
The entire idea was originally mine and Bill's to when weeklies went on break, there was a clear lack of events, and that's when Jabber was born too. So we started pushing community events like random tournaments, and it's good that they became consistent and weekly, and you know, so people have something to do, something to look forward to. I do
Motivation.
think that they are a bit oversaturated now. There's a bit too many of them, and I think uh, at least on Discord, since you get pinged for a tournament, and since there's like 5 tournaments per week, you get pinged 5 times a week. I think that gets a bit enough or too much for people and they mute the server, and that's how you lose retention. But I like them, I do, and I appreciate everyone who's hosting them,
Do you like
especially Jabber
the?
and exhibitions.
Thanks. Not just because you're on, of
No,
course.
it's because it's unique, and I appreciate uniqueness a lot. I don't
Okay.
think weeklies are unique in any sense, but I think it's good to have variety.
What do you think about their presentation?
To be honest, I haven't caught too
Hello?
many.
Hello?
I think Naiads has the best one by far.
Mm.
Like it seems like it has effort in it.
Good save.
I'm back. I accidentally knocked an hourglass off of my
An
table.
hourglass?
Yes,
Ouch.
I have a
What?
magnetic hourglass, and it was fucking awesome.
You know that
I
that's like your luck is dead. You're gonna have bad luck the entire year now.
I
Dude.
know.
forgot
It
those existed, man.
sucks. I still have the magnetic powder, so hopefully I can amuse myself before I throw it away.
Naiad stops time.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think Naiad's tournament has the relatively best overlays and graphics and presentation out of any of them. I
I-
think you should actually, Guru especially, you should push for more a better presentation, and you as well, Peon. I like the Jabber logo. It's it's so low effort that it's good, but you could make it better. You could make it presentable. I know people don't really care about like graphics for a podcast too much, but it should help a little bit, so it doesn't look like ass too much.
I
Yeah, because that's the important thing about graphics. They don't matter until a certain extent, where people are getting tired of shitposts and actually want to look at something good.
Yeah, even the old weeklies, like I thought they were good. I think they are still good, but they get old really
dude, I
fast.
could get Garfield on stream. Would that help?
That's the kind of low effort I'm talking about. Like that's funny for a second, and then it's like, why?
And it's like dancing penguin level of like haha funny.
Yeah.
It's for Garfield on stream, 10 FPS.
It's like the same humor as like Pharisee throwing a rock. It's such a bad quality thing that it's funny until it's not funny. Until it's just like it's boring.
Dude, Pharisee throwing rocks. I never even found that funny. I
It's
found it.
something to do with RuneScape.
It got funny right after I said stop spamming it. That's when it became funny.
Yeah, I found it funny that people were
You're not
posting
wrong.
it, not the actual GIF funny.
Well, that's how things work. Like you ban it, and now it's popular.
I mean, yeah, that's how that works.
Use
Supply and
Garfield
demand.
cart gameplay? Like, I do own Garfield cart, but I'm not gonna
Nah. You know what you should do? You should put on CS:GO surfing.
see as it goes. Put on
you
the
got you,
Leafy voice.
yeah, you gotta make your own like Peon 2 like avatar,
Yeah.
and then have it on stream constantly with his arm crossed,
That would
like a
that would boost the views to fuck.
every time you see you change subject, you just switch the scene to like angry, to confused, to thinking,
Mm,
like those complaining YouTubers do.
I might play you in Garfield cart IQ. But when I was starting off, one thing I was definitely considering was just putting random 5K matches in the background of
Yeah, I think you tried doing that for the first one. I remember, or second one.
I definitely did try doing something like that, but it just didn't really work out. Um, people always also ask me to put music in the background,
I don't think that's
but
good for a podcast. That's not
yeah,
good. You can just put your own music.
I sort of found
Gary,
it
you
hard
never
to
linked to
find
your jazz
music.
playlist.
Yeah, I sort of found it hard to put in music that wouldn't conflict with the voices or anything like that. Plus, it needed
Yeah,
to be royalty free, or
I don't.
the
I don't
Twitch
think
cops could come
podcasts.
after me.
I haven't
Bro,
listened to a single podcast with music in the background.
I am extremely lucky that none of the Metal Gear Rising music is copyrighted. Otherwise, I would have gone down my grave already.
No, it probably is. YouTube just doesn't care. Or Twitch.
Yeah, like
Podcast is so long they don't even scan it.
like
Same with Last Train Home. Sometimes when I do it on stream at the end, sometimes it gets copyrighted and sometimes it doesn't.
Really?
that's
Just
weird.
randomly.
Mm,
Okay.
At one part during the 10-hour stream, it got copyrighted. Well, thankfully it was during one of the breaks when there was just music from Rhythm playing.
yeah.
So I was off doing something else, and then I come back, and they couldn't make out the music over me yelling or something, I guess. So they stopped muting it at that
Lucky.
point. So it worked out all right.
But
Worked out all
back
right.
on the topic of presentation a little. It's the first thing people see. It's the first impression.
Yeah.
So with the weeklies, at least from my experience, the idea was that if it looks like there's effort and it's semi-professional looking, people are gonna go like, "Oh, people care about this game. People play this. There's effort in it. You know, it keeps interest up and it
Mhm.
gets them hooked. Like the first impression is really important. If the stream looks like ass, I don't, no one's gonna care beyond people who really want to see gameplay.
You already play the game, basically.
Yeah.
I think
So that's
my
that's how you grow your
But
viewership a little.
yeah, stuff like transitions and good backgrounds really
my
help, even if they're
presentation
small.
is definitely lacking. Like the entire left side of the screen when I have the game going on, the chat, there's just no background. It's just and when no one's talking, it just looks ugly. Game's just cropped to the right. Also, Yeah, I kind of shit posted because I was like, oh, it's just a stinko, but I kind of forgot to update it for when I was making proper like fucking. I don't know if I have the picture. The waiting for a new match, that is just terrible. This shit.
I can smell the non-effort. Is that? Did you make it in paint?
Yeah,
I figured.
and
It doesn't even look cropped properly.
Yeah.
yeah, uh, I feel okay-ish with the start, but it is kind of, and it looks good, but it's just on behalf of the manga. I didn't really put any effort.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I do like that because you're using
Give me a
something
moment.
pre-made, giving your own spin on it. I think it's clever. If you just improved on it, made it exciting. That's good. Oh, that's funny.
Start every fucking stream.
You should have. You could. You could have made it fit the fold of the page.
Yeah,
Even.
yeah,
You could have
maybe.
You could have
you
even
could have
like. You didn't even have to make it like warped to fit. You just had to tilt it a little.
or you could
It
have
would look way better.
you could have kept the manga panels and just put on heritage screenshots.
Yeah, that too.
Mhm.
That would look
Yeah,
sick.
could have incorporated the game a little.
This is a personality stream. We're not here for the game. We're here for Guru and his memes.
Yeah, because
What memes,
that's
man?
that's what gets the 10 views.
Yeah, yeah.
How many views do you get on average?
I don't know, like 30.
Yeah, that's good.
Dirty. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's decent. That's like around the first weekly stream.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's probably more than I
I'm
get.
not, I'm not expecting a lot of viewers today.
Fuck
To be
you,
honest.
Sire.
Oh shit! Check-ins are open. I forgot to ping.
Oh yeah. Make sure that that tournament happens.
Yeah.
I'm planning on
Uh,
ending this stream a little earlier to facilitate the weeklies anyway.
Yeah. Ah.
there.
So have you watched many of these community events? Sorry.
A few. Sometimes I catch them. Years more than others because I follow you on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do catch naiads and sometimes the exhibition. I love the panels, Guru Mix.
Yeah, they're the best part.
Yeah, I
Skip the
remember
Great,
matches, look at the panels.
that was the best part for Majongles and Pablo.
Yeah,
Deathmatch
yeah, all the
and
memes.
and Splooge's exhibition back in the day. Those were really funny. I still have the images saved, and I went back and looked at them. Just they were funny.
Yeah.
There's history there.
Real hyping it up. Great streamer tip, by the way. Make sure you don't sleep in on your own fucking like
Oh
I did.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know, like an hour and a half.
Look, we've all been there.
Don't do that.
We've all been there. But I think we're gonna take a quick break now because we're kind of at the halfway point.
Hmm.
So we'll catch you later, chat. I have a bit of a shill for you this ad break, more than usual. Yeah. Okay. Fucking hell. Well, guys, those of you who watched that, you may or may know what that actually is, but that's a little project that particularly Ted and Melvin have been heading for the past while. They call it Fist of the North Side. It's sort of a fan dub of Fist of the North Star, but with an Irish spin on it, is the idea behind it anyway. If it does actually come out, it'll be funny, but that's a little doubtful at this point in time.
Really ahead of their time.
Are you gonna dub
We should-
like an entire episode or the entire series?
It's the movie, so if it, it's probably going to be scene by scene.
How to get into a lawsuit 101.
Yeah. Bro, but Team 4-Star does it,
Bro, it's licensed.
Oh, it's
bro.
just the lad.
Yeah, it's just the boys. Leave the
Just make-
boys alone.
If you actually are afraid of copyright, I think just making an LLC, so if anyone actually just wants to take it down, then you could just sacrifice the LLC. Well, yourself just remains relatively unharmed. But I like the idea of it. I think
Yeah.
I've also tried to participate in it, but my voice is apparently garbage.
Well, it's like you have to talk to the fellas anyway. They'll get you something if you're really interested, I'm sure, even if it's a just a random grunt. Or we're gonna need a lot of ways from a lot of different people.
I also got one line, I think.
But anyway, enough of shilling that. You had a bit more to say about presentation, was it, Zarythe?
Yeah, for stream downtime, like if you're gonna have a break or something, there should be something to keep the viewers interested. Because the longer your stream goes, the less viewers you're gonna have naturally, and the more downtime there is, that's just gonna amplify it. So I was thinking of doing for a break scene, so the host could get something to drink, eat, piss, shit, pee pee poo poo, whatever. There would be a break scene with JoJo
Okay.
gameplay in the meantime, but it turned out too fucking taxing to make. I'm already burnt out. I fucking entire week I've been doing graphics. Every day one scene. It's been a fucking terrible week, but yeah. I think I want to incorporate that later on. I think it's important to keep viewers around, even on a break.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have to go at everyone. We're finished our break now. You can come back and watch.
No, or I don't have to fucking run to the bathroom, piss all over the walls, and come back during a match, like
Yeah,
I've been doing for the past 2 years.
bro. Sounds like you need a piss bottle.
That
Yeah,
might be the most optimal play here.
get a
you
bucket
could
under my chair.
you could do the soy and just bring your phone into the toilet with you.
Oh, yeah.
Just become a fucking vegetable, so everything happens automatically.
Uh,
But yeah, I think I've put. I won't say I put a lot of effort because I definitely like for my graphics I could have done better. I think I managed to keep the charm of like substitutes. Haha, it's a substitute dolphin Pokemon. I think I repped that pretty well, and I
Yeah.
think the stream wasn't bad to look at. I don't think it
Oh,
was like,
that's the joke.
ugly. Yeah, it's a substitute dolphin Pokemon.
So it's fun.
That's what subs mean.
Yeah, it's a substitute literally.
Oh, dude,
You
I
guys
forgot
didn't
that
figure that
existed.
out?
No,
Seriously?
I figured it
disappointed.
out. I figured it out.
Yeah? You got proof?
I played Pokemon before. I knew that doll was the substitute move.
Dude.
It's also funny because that move is my favorite move of all time because it's broken and stupid.
I don't remember what
That's
it's fucking
Dude.
does.
Why would you? Okay. No, I got nothing to say to you.
A break slide. Break
All right,
scene could be a good idea.
I'm gonna need a yes or no on this, Naiad. For subs, do you have good commentators?
This is the one question I need to answer yes or no on,
Yeah.
and it literally depends on the week.
Yep.
Yeah. On average, would you say?
No, I don't. I think on average, commentatorship is below what it should have been.
That's very honest. I can respect that.
People underestimate how hard it is to commentate.
Also, that people just say, "Oh, let me in, bro," and then they say 2 words and then stay
or
silent the
or
entire time.
or they scream the entire tournament about their cat.
Yeah, the microphone is right here, and they just, "Oh my god, they look great."
My microphone's not the best in the world, but I manage.
Dude, he just did a road roller. Oh,
But it's just someone that just sits quietly breathing and, "Yo, super." Oh, never mind. I'll stay quiet for the next 5 minutes.
You just that's Alef's commentary in a nutshell. Anyway, but one of the few of the best moments in the weeklies have come from the fact that everyone on the call is screaming about some
Big titty.
big titty or Tokiwa Tomare or the Caesar
Yeah.
when Trika uppercutted the Divo doll.
Yeah.
Everything in the EX Falchion video, I get it.
streamer moment.
Hey, it's a very popular video. I'm sure everyone here has seen it.
That's not just popular; it's a good video in my opinion.
Excuse me, you made the weekly tournament's 1 year anniversary video?
That was copying expulsion. Get out of
Absolutely.
here. Get out of here.
And it worked. And it worked.
I looked at it, I'm like, these clips seem very familiar.
It's because they are literally the only good clips. Or all the good clips. There
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
too
most
much
of
to
them.
choose from. I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna go back and look at like fucking 400 hours of VODs and trying to find fucking section and download the fucking VODs. Like what?
I think my favorite. I think the moment that I like the most as a spectator, where I crack up every time, is it's not really a stream moment, but it's Horse Okizeme.mp4. It's the one where
Is
I think
that
it's Chuck.
the slow
like he,
bullets? Oh
No,
no,
no, no, no.
that
It's
was
Chuck.
his.
Chuck
Oh
on
He
yeah,
gets
yeah,
the
yeah.
slide.
I remember
just walks
that.
backwards, walks forwards, while like dial up plays in the background. He just Okies with mid. It just gets bricked in the car. I think that's my favorite video of relating to Heritage. Boom.
Dial up sound makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What's gonna happen?
Man, X Falchion gets all the views. Why can't I get some of
Makes the
those
game
views?
seem a lot more fun
Yeah,
than
to
it
be
really is.
honest, I may be biased, but my favorite moment is when Sploogy bursts mid sentence and I just fucking die.
Yeah.
I wheeze like a dying pig.
It's gotta be the giant rat.
Got my money on the giant rat.
We got the different line right here.
It's
Got it.
really funny how that became a meme.
I don't know why that
Was
became a
was the
meme. I mean,
guy?
it's funny in retrospect, but how did that become a meme?
I
I
don't know.
think it's because Sploogy had the whole fucking. He had to like write an essay to the dude about his connection.
Really?
Was the guy on the Discord, on the JoJo's
Top
Discord,
imposter for the rest of
that
this.
giant rat, or just someone who named himself the giant rat after having
I think it
seen
might
that
be the
clip?
real one.
It was a new guy because he wasn't that good.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
It was a great name.
It was so surreal. Just someone named the giant rat.
Hey, dude, one of the best players was named Mark Simpson Uchiha. So
I mean, yeah.
You got me there.
I've never witnessed the glory of Mart Simpson and Uchicha.
No,
there were better names than that. But I just
I saw him in the
that sticks
game
I
out.
remember-
user tourney. It hurt.
I mean, I joined like pretty late. I joined like 9 months ago, so I didn't get to witness all of that stuff. So the furthest like piece of history I've watched are the Expulsion videos with like Alessi Senpai and Bad Player 9000.
Oh,
What about Ned Flanders Uchiha? Do you know him, Nayad?
I've never heard of Ned Flanders Uchiha.
oh, get a load of this guy.
I've never heard of him. I've never heard of his name before.
There were a time when Spoogie and Duke were going back and forth with really stupid alts, and there were some really good ones. Like I don't remember, was it Duke or Spoogie? Someone was Tom Cruise and someone was Matt Damon, and they were talking about how great Heritage is in the chat.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's funny.
I really
That was funny. I laughed.
I really missed the time when Duke was here because he made everything really fun. In the good way, not in the toxic. You're a piece of shit
Your
way.
pee small.
Yeah, you're PP small. I could bench press your dad. Like, who comes up with that?
What the fuck?
it's
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 just
not
it's
it's
just funny.
yeah, and it's not even insulting. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah.
It's
If
just
if you're able to be funny without having to resort to haha, look at this, like, and then just like other 5 like profanities or some shit like that.
yeah.
Comedy.
That just
35
means you got
best.
good humor, and that means that you should also make use of it.
Hmm.
But that humor doesn't. I mean, for some people, it does come naturally, and that's like a gift. But other people have to practice it, and that's not easy.
Bless.
I'll tell you, I'm the most unfunniest person in the world. So
Everybody says that about everybody
I'm
says that about
jealous.
themselves.
Yeah, but I'm serious. I'm jealous about how
Yeah, I can
funny
attest.
how funny he could be.
His power level
Aspire to
is
be that funny.
extreme.
Getting a little off topic, aren't
Maybe a little off topic.
we?
Nah.
More interesting than or the Ratata of JoJo's. That was pretty good as well. Yeah.
You're the right. Oh yeah. What does that even mean? That was
What
so
does
good.
that even mean?
It's just a better, it's more flavor to the presentation.
Fucking what was it? Was it Jotmon? Dude got
Yeah, it was
fucking
joke
roasted.
mod.
Absolutely roasted.
Destruction.
I think the only community thing I've ever like witnessed was the aftermath of like when Stink Ring was still a thing. I think the thing that I laughed about purely because I didn't have any context was quotes Jongos versus EDP 4451, but EDP 4451 in my heart. Like I fucking cracked up for that, but I didn't know any context, and people wouldn't explain it
Was
to me.
I found it funny when Majongos voted for the wrong one.
Yeah.
He's like,
You
he's like,
vote the monkey on.
what do you mean? I thought that was the vote I win.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, he was in the stink ring twice and lost both times.
Who EDP 445?
Not
No,
monkey.
Majongos.
Jungles.
Damn.
I remember like I started getting active in this game, and like the first thing I saw was like Mosin versus Mahjong.
Oh,
I wasn't
Wilson.
involved in it, but I saw that it happened. I was like, what the?
He's living it up in Eunice now.
Yeah.
Eunice
That's good to
God.
know.
He has his own server, his own Eunice server for the elites. But anyway.
Elites EU players, like what, four members?
Yeah, all four of them.
All the 4 players
Yeah.
from me.
Eunice is a fun game though.
It is just has terrible netcode.
Just has terrible netcode. You really need
It's good
locals.
netcode if you live close by, but it's terrible if you live far away. Yeah.
How do you think? How do you think the JoJo events kind of stack up compared to the rest of the FG?
Well,
How,
South America exists, and Europeans hate South America.
I think
you
think
mean the
the
events themselves?
Yeah.
I think the
Uh,
FGC isn't really like big on running lots of different events.
Yeah.
Like you got a few people that run YouTube channels. Like think like how often like think of like what you call it? You know the ones who do the videos, the essay videos,
Yeah. I don't
the
remember
fighting
any
game
other
ones.
channels. Thank you. Kiitos.
Let's go Stems Fighting Herds uses GDPO, does it?
Yeah.
Yes, I think. But also you'd be surprised, but there are very little consistent online tournaments for video games. Fighting games. I mean, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes
like-
it's like once a month even.
So like the two examples I can like think of on the top of my head is the Reddit Street Fighter online tournament for Street Fighter 5, and then the Salt Mine League for EU Street Fighter 5. And like Unis doesn't have any big online tournament presence, probably because of netcode. I think netcode is a big part of why there aren't too many tournaments like that for fighting games. But even content and event wise, there's not that much like aside from what's the word from individuals doing their own videos and guides and stuff like
Yeah.
podcasts, nah, or exhibitions are really rare. So the fact that JoJo's has this whack ass community just focusing the hell out of doing stuff for the game is pretty unique.
I like it though. I like it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I meant to say was, I was trying to say, if you think of fighting game analysis, you think of Core A Gaming because
Yeah.
pretty much no one else does it. Or fighting games translated. That's only popped up recently.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
that's
that
really
I
channel.
think they've been at it for like 2 months, but pretty
To,
dope.
to be honest, they should probably just rename it to Daigo Translated.
Daigo gets all the views though. Like,
But no, the
I
fucking,
don't
Kinda
blame
stuff
them.
going
Like
on
Daigo
right now.
rags in the views. Like do a mix ever the channel
dude,
be
it
right.
was such a
the-
shock to find out Daigo had emotions, and then he was
yeah,
actually funny,
dude.
and he was just
Dude,
gold.
I've been following Daigo on Twitch for like I don't know 6 months, something like that. I've been watching his streams just in the background, and he's so monotone. But in some of the translation videos, he's a person
He killed it.
instead of
Have you
instead
se-
of the fucking
have you
Easter
seen the
Island
video?
totem.
Have you guys seen the video of him canceling the DP into CA on his like Afro box where he just
Who-
Oh
nuts?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Did you see the one where he set up player 2 on the Gaffro box and beat him up and said he wasn't following the Capcom Pro Tour spirit after his Gaffro box got banned?
Wow.
That was a funny one.
but I was surprised when I saw the Sacco video. I knew Tokido and Daigo played Heritage back in the day, but Sacco knew about it and played.
Was that the
Oh,
one where he talked about beating up his sponsor with Pet Shop?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that is
but
disrespectful.
considering that he was immediately told that New Cac became one of the most broken characters in the game and he believed it. So that maybe
Uh,
maybe he's not
Let's
no,
too
play.
no,
experienced.
no.
Let's play the PSX version so we can
No.
all get beat up by Nukak.
That might be a mistranslation.
Maybe maybe it was
Maybe they
Kakyoin.
meant Kakyoin, yeah.
Hmm
If it was Kakyoin, I wouldn't have been surprised.
But the fact that people are aware is pretty cool.
Like
I
JoJo's
think.
was a pretty big game in Japan when it came out.
Eh,
Is it still
Kinda
currently?
maybe it had like people knew about it, but not that many serious
like
players.
even Red Earth had fans. Red Earth
What's
in
that?
Japan. Yeah.
What's that?
Does anybody does anyone want to explain me what Red Earth
It's
is?
the PS3 thing.
It was the first
Oh, it's another
CPS3
PS3
game.
game. Oh.
Yeah.
One of, like,
I
six.
remember
What? There's more
remember
players than Peon? Huh?
There's more than one person in the lobby of Red Earth.
There's
yeah.
Zoop, right?
I remember even Daigo was talking about it in one of the translated videos.
I've heard people describe Red
I was
Earth
like,
as
oh, Red Earth, that's surreal. Somebody talking about it.
I haven't played it myself, but I've heard people describe it as a one-on-one fighter designed as a one versus AI fighter. Like characters are only made to be like fought against AI, and when you put them against players, like you just do like the most stupid shit. Apparently. From the
Pretty much.
laughing, I can assume that it's true.
It's so the game is designed that you start off with a level 1 character, then you go into like a story mode and you beat up bosses and stuff and you earn experience and you level up and unlock new abilities as you level up, right?
Weird.
Yeah, it was a blend of an RPG and a fighting game, a 2D fighter. So the idea is that you level up, then you end your run. They give you a code, then you can put in your code, and they'll give you your character at that level, right?
That's
Mhm.
actually kind of cool.
It's
That's
it's a really cool idea. The only problem is that nobody is bothered to level up themselves. They just go online and they Google
Yeah.
level
Red
32
Earth code.
Red Earth codes, right?
Maybe nowadays with accounts, that would be more
Yeah,
feasible.
and also there's kind of no reason to do it yourself because it literally just unlocks abilities. Like if you level up manually to 15 or 20, it's the exact same as grabbing a code. There's no
But
sort of
maybe
variance.
maybe if you can like customize
Yeah, if there's
more.
more customization.
Who even made that game?
Capcom.
Capcom
Are you
made
fucking
it.
serious?
Yeah.
Capcom made Venture. What do you think?
Yeah. And also the combos are pretty whack as well. And there's throw loops. Like I think
Okay,
they
now I'm
just
interested.
I think they just took Street Fighter 2 and they upped the graphics a bit and added weird mechanics and they called it a game.
I still
That's
wanna.
JoJo?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's more weird than JoJo in some ways.
it's a
It's
shame more Japanese people don't get involved in the game. I think Abdul is the only like Japanese resident that's active.
It's not even Japanese.
Nobody lives in Japan. That's why I say resident.
active in JoJo's or
Active in this server, active in the Western community.
oh sorry.
Because they're active
WJ,
over there, like sure, but like I
WJ has
remember,
been popping up every now and then. You can
yeah, like
PM him.
Yeah.
the only
Yeah,
person I've ever seen talk like that's Japanese is WJ, and that's when you summon in with an ad like, hey, can you get some new CAC videos?
yeah, they only really want to talk about like game mechanics and stuff, right? So
I don't blame them.
even if their English could hold up, it's like a pot shot if game mechanics is actually discussed on the server.
Mm-hmm.
More often than not.
I did ask SQ if he wanted to join. He said his English would probably wouldn't hold up, but for some reason WJ did, and I'd argue his English is worse. But
WJ, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have. Does he even speak English? I thought he was just using Translate.
hey,
Yeah.
SQ actually has really solid English.
He does, but he keeps saying his English isn't
Oh,
good.
what the fuck off?
You get a dog?
Yeah, right
Uh,
next to me.
Probably one of my proudest achievements like ever. Like when I was like I discovered like the broken rap with the new CAC bullshit, and I posted it on Twitter, and the very first guy that liked it, like not even like 2 seconds after I posted it was SQ.
They are very active on
He
Twitter.
was,
Uh-huh.
he was ready to use it and deliver a hard spank.
If you post heritage content on Twitter and one of the Japanese players like it, you've made it. You done good.
You get the verified pass.
Does
Yeah,
Dozo count?
khaki
Suzu?
counts. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still to this day I don't know if the Japanese already knew about that stuff. I've never seen them do it. I don't think they know about it because otherwise we would have known.
you can ask.
I can ask. But yeah, actually I could ask.
They probably don't do it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of glitchy, broken, doesn't look
Yeah,
cool.
they kind
Too
of
strong.
play.
They play to like actually get the flashy stuff instead of hey look at that I did 500 damage but it looked garbage.
Yeah. I remember where Kaki was afraid of Gary's tech window ROM hack.
Oh yeah, that was.
What? Hold on,
It
tell me
came
more.
it
Tell me
came
more.
across like he was panicked.
What?
He's like, "What have
How
you
did he get
done to my
scared?
character?"
Who does Kaki play then?
Paul.
Paul,
Well,
Oh.
Gary
Okay.
edited the tech window to be like 15 frames or something like that. and he
I think
teched
he
it
made it like
incredibly
above
late.
20.
Yeah, it was. Kaki was like, "How?"
What are you doing? Let my game be. Don't mutilate my
No,
game.
he was like, "What the fuck? Is this an actual glitch or something?" But,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, because there's no way they would know it's a ROM hack.
yeah.
They probably all fucking blacklisted Ponty and like this, like whatever these two guys tweet. Don't believe it. It's probably not even real.
Ponty is
surprised they
public
haven't-
enemy number one.
I'm surprised they haven't gone apeshit over Jacket Deal.
Like,
Like asking how the fuck.
Finally, a throw deck for someone of my caliber.
yeah. Like, remember that the GIF Ponty posted where he used S bullet or not slow bullet, and he accessed the dev menu like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like, who did that?
That was Ponty.
Oh yeah.
That probably would have confused some Japanese players.
Is that like the only like? Was that like the first way people discovered like how to access it, or was there other ways?
I don't know, to be honest.
Anytime you want to go to dev menu, you gotta use a slow bullet.
Yeah, it was, and it was, well, it was sort of like an inbuilt memory watcher, I think, but that's getting into ROM hacking stuff, and only Gary would be interested in that.
My brain doesn't hold up to the caliber
Yeah.
that ROM hacking does.
So anyway, to maybe keep it a little on topic.
I'm the guy that tries to like expose any kind of like damage scaling in this game possible. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not good for anything else.
What do you think about the Japanese streams and how
Game
they run
versus.
things?
Game versus.
Hella
Yeah.
professional.
I think it's very professional, but hard to understand for someone that doesn't speak
Um,
Japanese.
Well,
The
yeah.
thing about Japanese players is that they don't do tournaments.
No, they only do exhibitions.
Yeah. So that's why they don't really have rules, but they have honor rules. So like Pet Shop is obviously soft ban, but if you pick him, it's like whatever, bro, let's go.
I'll murder like
Doing dishonorable stuff like fucking tandem loops or unless and like doing infinites that don't have IPS is like banned.
really.
Yeah, I asked SQ what are the things that are banned in the community. He said abdol ghosting and doing infinites that don't have IPS. Those are the two things. Everything else is
The
honor.
infinites that don't have IPS. So
Hmm.
like people
like-
get high at the chance of dropping randomly.
No, it's because it's more fair, I think.
Okay.
So you can't do the deal loop.
Mm-hmm.
I did the BNB the other day. Took me 10 minutes.
Oh, what a game.
What a
So
game.
gamer, holy shit. I'm so quirky.
Can you give me the best umai?
Umai?
No, like a Japanese commentator.
I no idea.
My
Yes, there we go. Have you not watched much Game Versus or
I have
any other stuff?
it's
maybe
it's
with the audio muted.
it's 6 a.m. every once a month Sunday for me, so I never get to catch it.
Oh,
You
fair
get
I
some
enough.
once
like
I once
2
got I
a.m.
once
too.
caught it. It was Avdol versus Paul. Then I got bored because I needed to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how are they ever gonna accept this? Disrespectful.
How they're
Yeah.
gonna how they're gonna accept our disrespectful tandems that last 10 minutes.
Well, I think that one of the other things also is like tandem looping. I think is like sort of accepted if you are. It's a comeback combo. Like I think I've seen like crazy ice
Yeah.
tandems come from comebacks, but never in like as a raw 100% combo.
It's like, haha, I started the round with dashing 2A, now you die next round.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like when that young Joseph dares take a round off Vanilla Ice. You gotta booty bang him.
Imagine if you exceed 6 reps in Japan, you just get beat up on the spot.
You wouldn't
just get
make it
kicked
out of the arcade.
We don't do that here. That'd be funny.
Yeah. Oh man, we've lost track a little here.
I take it.
Is
I
there?
take it. Community
Look,
resolved.
the Japs are part of the community. They do stuff.
Excuse me, what?
That's
You know,
not a.
the
That's
the
not that
wider
Oh.
CSA, you know.
the
That's,
wider
that's
community.
The Japs, really?
Anyway, is there a specific topic you wanted to bring up, Pion? Because I'm got 5 minutes left.
That's
Yeah,
fair
not
enough.
like that.
Um. Uh. If you had to shit talk one community event, which one and why? If you've even watched one.
You'd have to list me the most relevant ones because I remember them by visually, but not by name.
Okay, here's an easy one. Roy's stuff.
Never
Uh,
seen.
Blades. Anarchy
Once.
Fridays.
I saw the first one.
Exhibitions.
Two. Yeah, I caught it once.
Um,
Yo,
Stinkos. Jar.
Guru, what do you have? Your graphics on top of the one I made for Jungles.
Yeah,
I see the pink in the background. That was like the most low effort job I could have ever done.
I tried to make it sort of reminiscent.
You could have just like take it out.
It's too much effort.
If I had to
Well,
shit
because then
talk
the game
one,
would show on.
okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Naiad, right? You commentate with Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dog. You fucking. Um, you should improve on your commentary because it's really unbearable to watch sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's not like uh all the time, right? But it's like when you guys get really excited for something, it's like constant screaming and like previous and fucking that's a hard word.
It's the worst part of the subs.
Really high pitched voices and it's really hard to watch sometimes. But yeah,
Like
I think that's valid.
one part of me says I've even though Red knows a lot about the game, he isn't able to talk about every single matchup because he's not like spectated for so long and doesn't actually look that deep into the match itself. Meanwhile, if I have someone like Simon on, I can actually like get into like what's happening on the game and like I can focus my attention to what's actually happening. It's just hey, look at what funny guy has said in chat, and then other people join in. And at that point, it's like a non-stopping train. So
If you
unless you get like the good amount of people or the good like just mood, like I will admit I'm bad at commentating, but I'm trying to improve every week.
if you know Sajam, the commentator, he
Nope.
commentates like DBFZ, Street Fighter. Anyway, he has a YouTube channel. He talks a lot about commentary. Um, and he mentioned like that there are a few types of commentators. There's the analytics, who heavily talk about the game, the matchups, the detail. Then there's the lore guys, who talk about how important this matchup is for this player and where they're coming from. Like Majin Obama is a lore guy, and something like um,
Wait,
fucking Ultra David. Ultra David is an analytic, I'd
there's
say.
there's a guy called Majin Obama.
Yeah,
Bro,
you
you
don't know.
don't know?
You
Majin
don't know
Obama?
You don't
Majin
know
Obama.
I've
Majin
never heard
Obama?
of Majin Obama.
And
Sorry.
then there's the hype guys like Steve. I'm sure you know about Steve. I don't remember his full name, but
Tasty
he does. Yeah,
Tasty
Tasty
Steve.
Steve.
The
Sorry.
only
Yeah,
like people that I actually know are like people from the Smash community, actual like
yeah.
Oh,
Tasty
bruh.
Steve is.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yipes is. I think Yipes is a
Yipes, yeah.
mixture of hype and lore. You can tell when someone really doesn't know about a game. They focus more on the lore, the uh, players. But anyway, a good commentator has at least one of those good qualities. Um, and the best have two or three.
Do you
So
do
for
any
something like an
matchup?
online tournament where viewer retention is kind of important because you have solo numbers, it's important I think to have an analytical side so you can talk about the game when you need to, but you also need to have that hype side so you
yeah.
can me be entertaining. But if you only have one of those, it's gonna be either really boring or really annoying to watch.
I don't have that latter side, which I think is unfortunate, but it's hard to learn. You
It's
can learn
hard
being
if not.
analytical, but it's hard being a fun person to like watch when something cool's happening.
Yeah, it's hard if not impossible to learn how to be an excellent commentator.
Mm.
You can
Yeah,
definitely improve, but you can't. You got to start off somewhere, unfortunately.
Mm.
If
I
you
don't
want
think it's
to,
impossible.
like, I think you can get decent, but you're not gonna be like top.
Of course not. I'm not aiming to be top.
If you remember, I the first weekly I said, yeah, that's Sejin.
Alright.
He has a commentary video. Um, but the first weekly I didn't talk. The second one I kind of whispered, like in the middle, because I wanted the commentators um, themselves to talk more than the host. But I realized that because I am the host and I kind of manage everything, I have to talk sometimes. So I built up the courage to talk, and I think I'm doing fine. I'm like really mediocre at everything, kind of. I'm not good at analytics. I'm not good at being funny. I'm not good at being hype, but I get the job done somewhat. And the
I've
rest of the
tried.
players or the commentators pick up the slack.
I've
Alright.
tried multiple times to let people commentate, like to exclude myself because like I might be feeling under the weather or something like that, or I just think for some reason I might not do good this week. But sometimes circumstances just like don't allow that, and I still have to commentate. I think at those times I'm pretty shitty at commentating. But
Alright, fair enough.
I think I think I could be decent at analytical, but I just don't have that hype side.
If you want to get an idea of how like good commentators talk or do things, you should watch like Excellent Adventures or even just highlight clips, I suppose, because often a good highlight clip is gonna have good commentary to go with it.
Oh, did you guys see the Combo Breaker Tekken 7 clip where Tasty Steve picks up the chair and starts fucking whacking it
Oh
in the
yeah, I
air?
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, that kind of hype is what I'm talking about.
that was
Anyway, it was really good.
what a man of the people.
Yeah, dude stands
It's
up.
a different
Yeah,
scene in the offline.
that sort of thing.
Yes, that's true. It is very different because you're offline. Um, anyway, I kind of gotta go now. Um,
Alright.
it
Good
Okay.
was
luck.
yeah fun talking. Give me a roll, Pion.
Fuck off. I'm giving you too many roles. I was gonna say, is there anything else we want to cover? Because I kind of want to finish up the stream anyway.
Um,
Watch Heritage for the Future weekly tournament starting in 13 minutes at twitch.tv/JoJo's weekly tournaments. Zarythe out.
Are we gonna get access to that Twitch channel in future?
damn,
No, we're
No,
not.
plugged
he's
his Twitch
dead.
and dipped.
I'm sorry, but we won't.
Unfortunate.
All right, I think that covers it for us. Oh yeah, what's Sajam? He makes a lot of YouTube videos as well. I enjoy his stuff.
I'll definitely check it out.
SAJAM.
Yeah. All right,
Also,
guys.
Peon, are
Yeah.
you planning on streaming like you against the server again anytime soon?
That's all people want to know. Yeah, I am. I am planning. I'm planning
Alright,
on
cool.
continuing that. All right, guys.
Soon.
Soon. TM. Okay. See.
Yep.
Yeah. See you guys.
You.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that. We got a little bit off track, but I think it was the kind of off track that was fun. So I'll catch you all next week, and I'll see you around. Bye bye. Oh fuck! I forgot to fix this. This is from last week. I didn't clean it up. Alright, let me fix that. Let me fix that. Get out of here. Get out of Get out of here. Okay. Okay, now we're finished.